Hello again, I'm Jack Gates. Time for another journey as we hit the History Highway and travel between then and now. Another historic stop on the coast is San Clemente, also in Orange County. San Clemente was developed as a Spanish village, the vision of one man named Ole Hansen. And here's our first quiz. What was Ole Hansen's previous occupation before developing San Clemente? The answer coming up. Welcome back to more Then and Now. San Clemente on the Orange County coast was developed as a unique Spanish village, really by one man, Ole Hansen. But what was Ole Hansen's previous occupation before developing San Clemente? Was he A, a former mayor of Seattle, Washington, B, a Hollywood movie mogul, or C, a well-to-do Los Angeles banker? Let's find out. San Clemente is really small-town America, but with Spanish colonial revival architecture. Take the historical San Clemente Hotel from the 1920s. Now that white stucco red-tiled building is still part of charming Main Street.
I think that San Clemente, from my point of view, it's Norman Rockwell meets Spanish Village by the Sea.
That idyllic description fits San Clemente. And Georgette Corson, president of the San Clemente Historical Society, says this coastal village has always had a friendly Main Street, really Avenida del Mar. Many towns have lost Main Street, but here it's alive and well, and so are longtime family businesses.
You can get your shoes resold at Sam's. You can get your vacuum repaired at Nick's Vacuum, or maybe your lamp cord. We're a small town. We've got it all.
Including the pier and the beach, always an attraction in San Clemente, just like the developed pier is now in this town of 35,000. The Spanish village concept of white stucco, towers, and red tile was all the idea of one man, Ole Hansen. In the 1920s, Hansen, a wealthy former mayor of Seattle, purchased 2,000 acres here to develop his Spanish village.
He was just a visionary, and he knew exactly what he wanted, and we have it.
Then, Ole Hansen's corner office on Avenida del Mar overlooked it all. We dissolve to now, Baskin-Robbins ice cream has scooped up that corner building. The Hotel San Clemente was part of Hansen's Spanish village. The hotel is now apartments with a popular restaurant courtyard. And behind that tree, another Hansen gift to the city. In 1927, he financed this Spanish Village Beach Club and swimming pool for the community.
He wanted residents of San Clemente, and he was very family-oriented, to get that healthy joy out of life.
There have been Olympic swimming trials at this pool, and this is an interesting old picture. We can match that same angle now because the Ole Hansen Beach Club remains beloved and vital.
It's still providing that same healthy joy out of life that he envisioned for all of his residents.
During the 50s, 60s, and 70s, modern development changed the Spanish village. On this hill overlooking the ocean was the Spanish colonial revival Bartow Mansion. But in the early 1970s, developers leveled the mansion and built these condos. Losing the mansion sparked outrage, and in 1974, the San Clemente Historical Society was created by concerned citizens.
They knew exactly how important historical preservation was to the community, and they band together, and that was it. They said no more.
Heritage tourism is on the rise here, and this community fights hard to protect Ole Hansen's Spanish village.
I have to tell you, we're a scrappy little town. We know what we have. We love it. We're invested. Put it all together, and you have a community that values historic preservation, values its lifestyle, loves living here. We protect it.
A protection that's made then and now one and the same in San Clemente. Did you choose the right answer to our quiz? San Clemente's developer, Ole Hansen, was A, a former mayor of Seattle, Washington. But we've got more to match up in San Clemente. Next, a president's home and a famous casino, but no gambling. Thanks for being with us. San Clemente on the Orange County coast is just an hour north of San Diego, a great day trip, and the small village really does have a big history. On a visit to the heart of San Clemente, you'll find a quaint Spanish village, white stucco buildings, towers, and red tile roofs. The Spanish colonial architecture, like at the old San Clemente City Hall, was the signature of the town then. And now, tenants in that building have changed, but that architecture still makes the Spanish village unique.
You will not find another Spanish village in the United States, whereas you'll find many villages. As a matter of fact, you'll find hundreds of villages just in California. There's only one Spanish village in the entire United States, and it's right here.
The idea of the Spanish village came from Ole Hansen, who bought land and developed San Clemente in the 1920s. But Mike Cotter with the San Clemente Historical Society says another man, President Richard Nixon, really put San Clemente on the modern-day map.
Well, in 1968, President Nixon, when he became president, he moved to San Clemente.
As president, Nixon and his family would get away to his home named La Casa Pacifica in the south part of San Clemente. It was also called the Western White House.
He was here and brought the entire world with him. I remember watching on TV in the early 70s, people reporting from the Western White House at San Clemente. So he changed the town completely.
President Nixon would often walk along the San Clemente beach or be welcomed when he went into the heart of town.
We have pictures of him standing in front of the drugstore. We have a banner hanging across the street, "Welcome Mr. Nixon, President Nixon."
The Nixon Western White House was, of course, well guarded then. We travel to now, the president's former home is still in a double-gated restricted community, a private residence closed to the public. And while many remember the Western White House, there's another landmark here to remember, the San Clemente Casino, built in 1937. From then to now, that casino building has been preserved by the community.
It's just one of our most amazing buildings that we almost lost.
However, Georgette Corson with the San Clemente Historical Society says many still get the wrong idea about the building's name.
And when we say casino, you might think, oh, well, it was gambling. It was a dance pavilion. And it was patterned after the casino on Catalina Island, which again is a dance pavilion.
After the San Clemente Casino opened, it was the enclave for the golden era Hollywood elite. Judy Garland sang here. Mickey Rooney, Dorothy Lamour, Cesar Romero, Vivian Lee, all were here. And the dance concerts were aired live on the radio.
You could have been in New York City in 1938, and you could have heard on the radio, because it was broadcast nationally, and now live from San Clemente at the casino, starring Sterling Young and his orchestra, dancing to the music, and you think, my gosh, this little town. And that's what you would have heard.
Another part of the past preserved and cherished by residents here.
I've come to realize that what I really love about San Clemente is its historic feel and its historic architecture.
And the bells.
And the bells. It's going to play a song for us on the hour every hour.
The small town charm of San Clemente then, that can still be heard and felt now. Thanks for being with us. With photojournalist Michael Spaulding, I'm Jack Gates. We hope you enjoy those magical moments between then and now.
And you know the sun's setting fast, and just like they say, nothing good. Can't you see the sun setting down on our town, on our town? Good night.
For more information on this program, log on to 4SD.com. Powered by Sign On San Diego.